Your morning news now. A man is fighting for his life today following an officer-involved shooting in Kenosha. Police shot Jacob Blake multiple times in the back Sunday evening after responding to a domestic incident. So a video of the shooting later went viral, setting off unrest in the city. Kenosha County declared a state of emergency curfew overnight in response to the violence. It ends in just a few minutes at 7 this morning. According to police, officers provided immediate aid to the shooting victim. Blake is currently in critical condition at a Milwaukee hospital.
American public is going to be wowed by a very different vision of America that Donald J. Trump has versus the Democrats.
The 2020 Republican National Convention gets underway today in Charlotte and in Washington, D.C. Yesterday, the Trump campaign released the lineup of convention speakers. It includes several members of the president's family, as well as two members of his cabinet, Secretary of State Mike Pompeo and Housing and Urban Development Secretary Ben Carson. President Trump will deliver his acceptance speech from the White House on Thursday. President Trump announced the FDA is issuing an emergency authorization allowing blood plasma as a therapeutic treatment for COVID-19. Last week, he accused the FDA of being slow to embrace convalescent plasma in an effort to weaken his chances of re-election. The effectiveness of plasma treatment is not clear. A free drive-through COVID-19 testing site in La Crosse takes place today. It runs from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. at the County Health Department building in La Crosse. It comes as more than 1,000 La Crosse County residents have now contracted the coronavirus since the start of the pandemic. That's according to the Wisconsin Department of Health Services. The House of Representatives approved an additional $25 billion in funding for the U.S. Postal Service and the reversal of the recent operational changes. The bill, titled the Delivering for America Act, also ensures the Postal Service would not be able to implement any operational changes until January of 2021. More than 24 Republicans crossed the aisle and voted for the bill's passage, but Senate Republicans have refused to consider the legislation. Over the weekend, protesters rallied outside La Crosse's post office to show their support for the Postal Service. Local groups came together to call for the resignation of Postmaster General Louis DeJoy in the wake of mail slowdowns. Some local Democratic candidates say any cuts would greatly impact rural areas, especially in parts that don't have good broadband connection. Today, 7th Street South between Farnham and Adams will temporarily be closed to deliver and place structural materials for the Farnham Flats development. A crane will be set up on the block of 7th Street between Farnham and Hood. The contractor will be notifying property owners and residents around the area. Depending on the weather, the closure is expected to last through Friday. Another closure for today is the I-90 off-ramp near No Dime. This closure is part of an ongoing project in the area. Traffic will be detoured to the next interchange, and signs will be posted directing traffic to the CSA H12 interchange.
Well, 3 weather concerns over the next 24 hours. Short term, it's the fog, which will gradually mix out over the next hour or two. Second of all, the heat and humidity. Highs today, low to mid 90s. Heat indices as high as 105, so an alert day today for that. And a heat advisory in place for much of the area from 9 till, or I should say noon to 9 p.m. And then some strong to severe storms potentially this evening into the overnight. Those end early tomorrow morning. Otherwise, hot, humid tomorrow and Wednesday.
We want to thank you for sharing your morning with us. Have a great day. We'll see you back here tomorrow.